Now on CoastTV News.
Possible parking solution.
Parking's kind of a pain.
The city of Lewes working to solve the shortage while keeping everybody happy.
Ocean City biking hours.
There's going to be a lot of accidents this year.
What's changing and how people feel about it.
We're tracking scattered showers right now pushing across the bay, but we have a wonderful warm-up for this upcoming weekend.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Downtown Lewes filled with cars. Good evening. I'm Christina D. Robertus in for Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Our top story tonight is the latest push to improve parking in the first town.
Yeah, even in the middle of winter, parking can be hard to come by in Lewes, and in the summer, that actually gets worse. Coast TV reporter Emma Aiken shows us how the city is tackling the trouble.
Driving through Lewes.
Downtown, which is such a lovely little town, but parking's kind of a pain.
The city wants to ease that burden, so a parking working group is drafting ideas, trying to balance the needs of people who call Lewes home, visitors, and businesses in the city. Gaia Coffee Company owner Ben Messino has experienced the parking pains.
It can be really frustrating, especially when your staff's trying to rush to work and stuff and they can't find anything. They have to park, maybe at the library. It has happened a few times because there's no closer places.
And his fear? That no spots means no business.
My largest concern I have for customers tells me is we would love to come try your coffee, but we can't find parking.
Melinda Girardi, who lives in Lewes, says that sometimes is the reality.
If I use the parking meter app, it's a 2-hour minimum, so that's $3.50, and then they charge you 50 or 65 cents for using the app, which I find ridiculous. So then that's another, so it's like $10 for a cup of coffee. I have a coffee maker at home.
One thing the city is researching is a residential parking permit program, looking at other areas with similar downtowns like Rehoboth Beach and Bethany Beach to see how their systems work.
I think it's a great idea. I think especially people living right here should have at least one parking spot.
Now, it's important to note the working group will focus only on parking here in downtown, not so much over at the beaches. Lewes Mayor Amy Marasco tells me the working group will have to go to council with their ideas and that it may take some time before we actually see some of these ideas implemented here in the city. Reporting in Lewes, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
So right now in Lewes, the city uses a metered parking system, and it's divided into two areas, downtown and the beaches. There's also multiple non-metered spots throughout the city. The Lewes Parking Working Group meets tomorrow at 9 a.m.
More time to ride on the Ocean City Boardwalk. The council has extended boardwalk riding hours from noon until 2 p.m. during the busy season. That allows bikes, roller skates, and skateboarders to stay on longer. According to the Ocean City manager, the town noticed an increase in foot traffic that starts on the boardwalk around 3 to 4 p.m. And with the tram not in operation, the majority of the council felt comfortable extending the hours to 2 p.m. Now, while some agree with the council's decision, others believe it's going to cause more harm than good.
For 100 people and bicycles and little kids riding back and forth. I ride the boards. I live on the boardwalk. I ride the boards every day. And after 11 o'clock, it's just not safe.
As everybody gets ready for the snow to melt, for the hot summer to come back, the real test will come when thousands of visitors return to the boardwalk.
The Georgetown Police Department is warning the community about a fraudulent email scam targeting local businesses. Coast TV reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us the technique that those scammers are using.
The Georgetown Police Department says scammers are sending emails using a reproduced official Georgetown letterhead impersonating town employees. The email asks recipients to send payments by wire transfer for supposed town services. Georgetown Town Manager Dean Dvornik says it's unfortunate.
The town will not send out an email and request that an applicant or anyone who's a ratepayer or anyone who's got a payment due to the town of Georgetown that they do it through wire transfer with specific wire instructions in an email. It's usually the reverse. The people will come in and they can pay in person.
Lieutenant Joel Diaz with the Georgetown Police Department says one business has received that email.
We will reach out to our agency partners, and whether it's the Delaware State Police or other states, to determine if this is a reoccurrence or a common occurrence in their jurisdictions and see if we can connect the dots.
Dvornik emphasized how the town goes about bills.
Most of ours will come on a town letterhead. It'll come as a town invoice. It'll come in the mail, not through email.
Georgetown Police is hoping this is an isolated event, but they say anyone who receives a suspicious email should contact them immediately. In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, have you ever been targeted by a scam?
Let's take a look at the results here. You can see 21% say they've been targeted by an email scam, 41% a phone scam, 27% say a text scam, but 11% are lucky they've never been targeted.
And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. You can also leave a comment. Go to coasttv.com or use the mobile app. We'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. Damaged trees after the recent blizzard are still littered across the coast. From Sunday to Tuesday, this recent storm in the Millville Volunteer Fire Company said that they had to respond to 64 total incidents. Coast TV spoke with members of the Millville Fire Department who share how they prepared.
We had 23 volunteers that were here at the station. Some came and went, but ultimately we managed to keep about 23 people here at the station the whole time, in addition to the 13 staffed career members that we have here.
Now we checked, and in Sussex County, Delmarva Power and Delaware Electric Cooperative have restored nearly all power outages related to Winter Storm Hernando.
New tonight, the Polar Bear Plunge in Rehoboth, benefiting Special Olympics, has been canceled. The nonprofit says the boardwalk, beach crossings, and sidewalks are still covered in snow, but some events will still take place, like the chili contest. For more on this and also a virtual plunge option, you can check out coasttv.com. Now we're looking live into Rehoboth Beach. Yeah, you can still see all that snow there. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a check on our forecast.
Well, the wonderful thing about today and even yesterday, it feels a lot milder, although we're still a skosh below the norm for this time of the year. Hey, compared to blizzard and crazy cold, this weather has been quite a treat, right? 39 degrees right now in Ocean City, and we're going to expect to stay in the upper 30s with increasing cloud cover for the rest of the evening. We've had some light scattered showers that have pushed through. Still, we have some lingering sprinkles, but this morning we started off at 33 degrees in Georgetown, 34 in Salisbury. And as of right now, we're seeing the last remnants of the rain is pulling out of the way. Got a sprinkle or two left over Highway 30 and towards 9 and over here towards Lewes. But aside from that, we're looking relatively clear for the most part. And I'm expecting perhaps another resurgence of some light scattered showers in place, but nothing that's going to be all that significant. Now, as far as the rest of the night is concerned, we're looking for temperatures staying in the 30s. Winds will be pushing out of the north and staying relatively calm for us with our ferry riding forecast. We're looking pretty good for the rest of the night. Now, as far as what we expect for tomorrow, even warmer weather on the way before I have to talk about the chance of snow next week.
Thank you, Paul. Ocean Pines is asking people who live there to report any dangerous trees or hanging branches that they see throughout the community, and they say crews are working to clear them the best they can.
The Point at Cape Henlopen State Park is closing Sunday, March 1st for the spring and summer season. They have closed every year since 1993 because of threatened and endangered beach nesting, migratory shorebirds, and other wildlife species. The Oceanside, it will reopen to the public September 1, but Bayside won't reopen until October 1 because of shorebird migration.
We are just getting started tonight.
After a long wait, Bayside Championship Day is here. There is a lot on the line tonight, and we're going to tell you when to watch and how the teams got there later in sports.
When the light rain comes to an end, we're expected to stay above freezing overnight into tomorrow morning and prepare for an even warmer day or days ahead.
But first, serving more than sandwiches. A century of stories lives on inside Wilson's General Store. It's this week's Coastal Connections when we're back in just 60 seconds. We all know Delaware is the first state, and with that comes a lot of history, a lot of old places. What was once a one-room schoolhouse in Georgetown evolved into a general store, and now it's widely considered the oldest deli in Delaware. In this week's Coastal Connections, Emma Aiken brings us to Wilson's General Store.
This little store in Georgetown has lived a lot of lives. First, it was a one-room schoolhouse in the 1890s. Then, in the 1930s, Marshall Wilson converted it into a rural country store. He named it Wilson's General Store. In the 70s, Marshall's son, Jim, took over.
Jim had the store for 80 plus years, him and his father, and they built quite a culture here. So when we bought it 3 or 4 years ago, we just built on that base culture.
That's Jim in the middle there. And on his sides, Laura Berberich and Tim Cupston, who've owned the store for the past few years, though Jim is still there most days.
He was the Grand Marshal, still is the Grand Marshal. We owe it to this guy.
Jim tells me you used to be able to buy everything at Wilson's. You could even walk into Wilson's and buy a sandwich and a gun in the same trip.
What caught our eye is when we first passed here, we saw the sign. It said sandwiches, firearms, ammunition, and notary.
And sitting behind those three is a group of regulars who can attest to those very memories.
We bought our guns, ammunition under Jim Wilson. He made a lot of money off of us.
Now Wilson's has evolved into mostly a sandwich shop. And it's widely considered the oldest deli in Delaware.
Once you try it and stuff, you'll not go to McDonald's or Hardee's. You'll come to Wilson's store because you'll get the best sandwich and the best price on Delmarva.
That's local Joe Pete, who's been here since the beginning.
I bought the first sandwich when this store opened.
Pete and his friends go to Wilson's just about every morning.
Joe?
Yes.
Please let me know about the sandwich we named after you.
Oh yeah, I got a sandwich up here.
So much so that Pete got his own sandwich named after him. Of course, the Delaware way, with scrapple.
This is a scrapple, bacon cheese.
I suggested that he gets one slice of scrapple, one egg on toast, and they named the sandwich after me. It's called Joe Pete.
Rang the cowbell, and he quieted down.
Pete says Wilson's is an escape.
It's horrible how things is, but when you come to a Wilson store, you get cheered up. I mean, you come out positive. We try not to be negative. Right, Bob?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, yes. We come out with a positive attitude.
And that bond goes both ways.
We have a lot of the same locals every morning, and they're part of the Wilson family, and we're proud to have them here.
The Wilson's family.
I'm not going to kiss him, but I'll shake his hand.
Laughter from the locals to the sizzle of the start of a sandwich. Wilson's isn't just a store or a deli, it's a living slice of Delaware history. For Coastal Connections, I'm Emma Aiken.
We're going to ride much warmer weather into the weekend, but before we have to talk about, and I have to mention, and we have to deal with snow on Monday night going into Tuesday. But let's enjoy the warmer weekend first and foremost. So in Ocean View, we're holding at 38 degrees, dew point temperature is 38. Then we're going to stay at about 37 degrees even in Ocean View with partly to mostly cloudy skies. We've had rain throughout the day, nothing all that heavy or nothing. I mean, just enough to make your windshield wipers work a little bit, but not a whole lot. Scattered showers still left over and lingering over Seaford as well as going into Georgetown. Most of it is moving in a zonal path. When I say that, I'm referring to from the west directly to going towards the east. We have some scattered sprinkles on top of Lewes right now as we speak. A wider view is showing this. This is a frontal boundary that's already pushed through the cold front initially, but now we got warm air that's undercutting it, so it's creating a quasi-stationary front at this present time. Now we're about 4 degrees cooler now than we were just yesterday, but we warmed up tremendously yesterday, and now we're closer to the norm for this time of the year. Although we didn't quite reach that 50-degree mark, we did get up to 44. Yesterday we got up to 47. Tomorrow we're going to crack the 50s, and over the weekend, hey, we're eyeballing some 60s to be quite honest. Overnight lows will stay just a skosh above freezing, 33 for example in Milton, Redden, Georgetown, and Seaford, and 35 in Selbyville. Now, as we go into the late night hours, look for another wave of light sprinkles, okay, or heavy drizzle, however you want to say it, tomato. Not a whole lot, but a lot of moisture just kind of hovering in the atmosphere. That being said, our expectations along this coast Friday. Winds will be pushing primarily out of the north, maybe north-northeast and Chincoteague. but temperatures will be in the 40s. Still not quite there for the norm at 50, but pretty close to it, and that's still going to feel pretty comfortable because of the abundance of moisture that's going to be in the atmosphere. Friday morning, we start off at 34. Then as we go into the afternoon, we clock 50 in Millsboro, Georgetown, Ellendale, 51 actually in Delmar and Seaford. We'll be in the 40s and 30s for the beaches. Saturday, we start off cloudy, 28, and then Saturday afternoon, voila, 62 in Seaford, Ellendale, Milton, Georgetown, 61, Millsboro. And so we'll stay cooperative. But for the beaches, it's not going to be quite as warm as the inland areas, but still going to be pretty nice. 50, for example, on Saturday at Fenwick Island, and then we're looking for 50 on Saturday in Lewes. Now, let's talk about our precipitation chances. It escalates dramatically for us as we go into Monday with a chance of snow. Another snow threat will begin to move in our area, and so it stays a little bit slow for Monday. Then Tuesday morning, we may still have a lingering sprinkle or two, but even when that happens, we'll still have above normal temperatures immediately following that. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul. If you're looking for a job, be sure to join us this weekend for the Delmarva Job Fair. Meet with dozens of employers from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday at the William C. Jason Technology Center at Delaware Tech in Georgetown. Bring your resume, and admission is free.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, Delmarva. After much anticipation, the wait is over. The Bayside Championships are here on DSN Plus right now. The girls are at Parkside High School tonight. Kent Island takes on Stephen Decatur for the girls' Bayside title. Kent Island ran through the Bayside North with their only loss coming at the hands of rival Queen Anne's County in their regular season finale. Decatur, well, they needed a little bit of help to get to the championship, and they got exactly that when Wahai dropped a game late to JMB, and then all they needed was a home win against Parkside to punch their ticket to the title game, which they did in major fashion last week. Head over to DSN Plus now to catch this game. Meanwhile, the boys are at Easton High School in front of a sold-out crowd. Colonel Richardson is back in the Bayside Chip for the first time since the 70s. Jazier Dickerson and company are trying to make history, winning their first ever Bayside title, while Tyson Hayward and Waihi, they're trying to win the school's 15th Bayside championship under head coach Butch Waller, who is in his final year leading the team. Should be a fun couple of games over on DSN Plus. Head over there right now or after the 6 o'clock news so you don't miss the action. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Each and every Friday, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. We have features, we have cool things to do every weekend, and more, and you can sign up for free. Just go to coasttv.com/sign-up.
In Ocean City, we're holding at 39 degrees, and we're going to stay at about 38 for the rest of the evening. In Ocean City, you can see the wonderful, the highlight of the Ferris wheel. Now, we have a couple of leftover sprinkles over Snow Hill for right now as the frontal boundary continues to clear to our south. For our job fair in Georgetown, kicking off at 10 o'clock, beautiful weather for the job fair. Meet with employers and be ready, to hire, all right? Now, they're going to be ready to hire you, rather. Keep that in mind. It's going to be free admission. Beth Redinger of Selbyville, congratulations. You're our umbrella giveaway winner, courtesy of Paul Davis, Property Restoration Experts. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And your exclusive 10-day forecast, 50 degrees, which is the norm for Friday. Then we'll go 10 degrees higher than that on Saturday, back to the norm on Sunday. Then we got to talk about a chance of snow. Our app is showing maybe 1 to 3 inches so far.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks to you at home for joining us for the news at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.